We are currently in the last day of July. That means today I'm going to rank all 7 July movies I've seen. We've got one more month of summer left, so let's make it count. I think this month was a little bit disappointing. There are movies that we were all anticipating. Superman, Fantastic Four, and yeah, they were great movies. But I also feel this month had a lot of disappointments. I mean, we've had 2 movies that are in my bottom 10 of the year. We do have 3 that are in the top 10 of the year, but and then a couple movies that I thought were going to be really good and just ended up highly disappointing me. So overall, as a month, also like the stuff that I watched, not really the best month of the year for me. But what's my ranking? And I do believe I have reviews for every single one of these movies on the channel. If you want to check out full reviews, I'll have the playlist at the end of the video. Actually, I'll have the playlist up here of my 2025 movie reviews. You can go check those out. And with that said, subscribe, hit the like button, hit the bell so you never miss another ranking. And what is your ranking of the July movies you have seen? How's your guys' summer going so far? And are you excited for August? We don't really have that many new releases. I mean, today I'm going to go see The Naked Gun and Bad Guys 2. And then next week we got Weapons, which is a movie I am really excited for. So just stay tuned for all of that. And with that said, number 7, my least favorite movie of the entire year so far, I Know What You Did Last Summer. Now, I was not looking forward to this. Don't like that original movie. Thought the trailer looked like crap. But I went to see it hoping, just a minor hope in my system, that I would be surprised. Guess what? I wasn't surprised. The movie sucked. I was pissed that I went to see this movie because I gave Sony the money, which means, guess what? Sony's going to make about 10 more of these movies because that's what Sony does. And I'm going to have to watch them for the channel. Kill me. It looks like it's going to be horrible. This one was horrible. From the very beginning, I told myself, you know what? I don't want to really linger on the setup. But the way that the setup was executed was awful, man. Like, how they did that was they go up to the best spot to watch fireworks. And huge air quotes. You see these? See these? Big air quotes here. Yeah, and they parked in the middle of the freaking road on a mountain where one of the characters stupidly says, you know, this is a road that a lot of people die on. You know, when that person falls off the cliff, you know, we could just chalk it up to people die on this road. But yeah, no, we're going to park in the middle of the road. One of the dipshits are just standing out there and they're like, oh, yeah, there's a car coming. Yeah, come get me, boy. Yeah, I'm tougher than the machine. And then, of course, the car veers off the road and dies, and that's the whole setup. So already, I hate all of these characters. And then we get to the stuff where the interesting stuff's supposed to happen. We get the harpoon kill from the trailer, where if you saw the trailer, you basically saw the whole kill. It's off screen. Like, you see the guy get shot, and then you see the hook guy raise his hand. Boom, off screen kill. So already, like, half an hour into the film, not having fun at all. As soon as the traumatic event happens, the very next scene is one of the characters having lesbian sex in the bathroom with a random person she just met on a plane. The kills aren't fun. The mystery wasn't good. And near the end of the film, I was thinking, you know what? Okay, yeah, we have a twist here. Completely caught me off guard. I was like, that's actually a good twist. We're nearing the end of the movie. Maybe my life's going to start getting a little bit better. But then, after the original twist, we set up another twist where Freddie Prinze Jr., the hero from the original movie, is the killer. And why is he doing it? Because this random chick was like, I want to kill my friends. He's like, all right, I'm in. Makes no sense. Like, you can't just have a killer kill somebody for pure shock value. So, script awful, characters suck, kills weren't any good. So, I mean, I Know What You Did Last Summer is the worst horror movie of the summer. Number 6, Happy Gilmore 2. And to be completely fair, Happy Gilmore 2 is much better than I Know What You Did Last Summer. For about an hour and a half of the movie, I was having enough fun. It's completely watchable kind of schlock on Netflix. Adam Sandler, you know, I feel like he was kind of phoning in a performance here. Still fun to see his antics. The movie's not really funny, but maybe there were like 1 or 2 gags that made me go, that was pretty funny. We see Travis Kelce in here. I'm a huge Chiefs fan, so that wasn't all that bad. It was a sleek production. So, like, the movie's much better than I Know What You Did Last Summer. It's still in my bottom 10 of the year, Happy Gilmore 2 is. but for a completely different reason. That I left this movie saying that wasn't very good. But when I saw I Know What You Did Last Summer, I flat out said, I wish that I didn't watch that movie. This movie, I was like, okay, it was a solid waste of time. Now, I know I said an hour and a half of the movie was enjoyable. I feel when we get to the actual end of the movie, where you get Maxi Golf and the original golfers versus Maxi Golf, it's not entertaining. It's not enjoyable at all, I don't think. I actually found it to be a little boring, because it quite literally felt like they were on the golf course, and Maxi Golf was just a way to find these weird ways to play golf. Like, you got like an ice world, you got stuff on fire, you got people with dislocated hips just absolutely cranking the smoke out of that ball, and then you got like at the end with the spinny thing, and the guy's quite literally cheating, and nobody's saying, "Hey, you actually can't do that, buddy. That's kind of cheating." And then I was just completely uninterested. The humor, the cameos started to get to me at the ending, but I think for an hour and a half of the movie, it's completely fine. So it's weird to have this one in the bottom 10, where I wasn't like fully on hating the movie in my review, but also like I don't think the movie's good. The original is a good movie. It's not one of my favorites. It's solid 3 stars, but this one, it was a pretty big step down from that, especially in the story aspect. But I mean, story wasn't all that, but I mean, if you want to watch this movie, go right ahead. It's a fine enough waste of your time. With I Know What You Did Last Summer is just a movie that I tell you to avoid at all costs. Number 5, Jurassic World Rebirth. This is where the disappointing stuff comes in. I was very much looking forward to this movie. I love Gareth Edwards as a director. I think that his scale is really cool and could bring a really cool Jurassic World vibe to it. I love the trailers. Thought this one was going to be a big win, and I left the theater saying it was one of my least favorite Jurassic movies. Still, I gave it a solid 3 stars just because of the dinosaur action. Obviously, when you get dinosaurs chasing people, I'm going to have fun with it. But to copy my mom and dad who saw the movie this past weekend, it's kind of boring. I mean, you don't care about the characters at all. The way they try to get us to care about these characters, care about Scarlett Johansson, care about Mahershala, I butchered that name, is have them sit around a table and say, yeah, this guy died, I have a dead son, and instantly that's supposed to make us start bonding with these characters, which I was like, okay, I don't care, I don't really care about these characters that you're trying to set up here. There's a family in this movie that is just unbelievably stupid how they get there. So they get to this dinosaur island, the place that no one can go to. You need the special team of special guys to get to this island, and they just drift onto it in their little paddle boat there. Completely ridiculous, and they just make stupid decision after stupid decision. The boyfriend character really unlikable in the movie. So, I mean, the characters you just don't care about. The movie's definitely slower. I mean, you got sequences where guys seeing dinosaur up close, and, like, you trying to copy that magic of the original Jurassic Park. Like, it's a dinosaur! But it doesn't work because you've seen it before, and you've seen, like, 7 other of these movies where you've seen dinosaurs before. So why are we trying to copy that? We don't really get much dinosaur chaos until the final 30 minutes of the movie. It moves really slow. Like I said, we do get some great dinosaur chaos. I think the Wrath sequence is great. The ending with the D-Rex, even though the D-Rex was kind of disappointing to me, was still fun. And I left the theater like, okay, yeah, that was... The dinosaur action was fun. But on a story level, on a character level, the movie is just not good. And it's one of the weaker Jurassic movies for me. As a huge fan of the franchise, someone who doesn't think there's a bad movie in the franchise, because I enjoy them all, I was very, very much let down with Jurassic World Rebirth. Number 4, Ari Aster's latest, Eddington. This is a movie I didn't really know what to expect. I was looking forward to it because I saw the teaser trailer and just scrolling on his phone, seeing all these little things, was like, okay, I'm interested. I did not know that it was a COVID thriller. I didn't know that was takes place in 2020, focuses on Black Lives Matter and COVID, and I feel like when we were focusing on that aspect, it didn't really work for me, because when I go see a movie, I don't go see the movie to be thrown back into one of the worst times in my life. I go to a movie to escape reality, and I just was like, okay, I don't want to see the protests and the have to wear masks, especially 5 years removed from 2020. A little bit ridiculous in that. I also feel the story was a little all over the place, introduced too many ideas that he was trying to throw in, and just all kind of felt jumbled. But I will say this, like, as soon as I left the theater, I was like, okay, it was good, but very flawed. The more I think about it, the more I like it. I mean, I saw Midsommar and Beau was Afraid. Midsommar, which just felt like it had no direction to me. Beau was Afraid just felt like it got way too pretentious to me. And this movie, like, it definitely felt like it got too, like, wild. Like, I had too many ideas. But it actually felt like it had a point to its story, which makes me like it. And like I said, leaving the theater, I didn't hate the movie. I did like a lot of things. There are sequences in the movie that are just some of the best stuff of the year. I mean, some very intense sequences. I think Joaquin Phoenix is great in this movie. The whole final act turns into Call of Duty, and it is just incredibly fun. He's just walking around with a gun, mowing down people. I find that sequence to be incredibly fun. It's shot very beautifully. So, I mean, there is plenty of stuff to love here, but I do think, overall, on a script point, Ari Aster decided to throw way too many things in here to try to make it a bigger movie, and that was ultimately its downfall. But it's a movie with purpose, and it's a movie that I do respect. And I did leave the theater saying that it's probably going to be my least favorite Ari Aster. It's my second favorite Ari Aster movie because the other two movies I watched after that weren't very good. But Eddington, I could see as like a movie that I could revisit, and I did really enjoy the movie. Number 3, and this one is very difficult to me. I really wanted to put this one number 1. But I have to go number 3 because the other two movies are probably more of a cultural significance. Not really cultural, but like more significance. Number 3, I'm going with Together. Now, these next 3 movies are in my top 10 of the year so far. Together is great. It's a body horror movie that goes from 100 to 1,000 real quick once you hit a certain point. Filled with scenes that maybe go, picking like this. I don't want to watch, but I need to watch. 2 leads that I did really like. Dave Franco, Alison Brie are dating in real life, so you could feel that chemistry on screen here, and they are really good. Enough lore was given to us that I was like, okay, yeah, that is really interesting. Made me leave theater saying, I want more. I wanted to see Together sequel, so I can get more of what was actually explored here. I feel the ending might have been a little bit rushed, but I do feel it ended off at a very sweet moment that I was left like, in a movie where limbs are being ripped off and there's all these grisly images. I left the theater with a smile on my face saying, that was kind of sweet. Pretty weird. So it's a movie with direction. It's a movie with great leads, great body horror stuff. It's overall just a horror movie that I was like really anticipating, and it did not disappoint. If you like body horror stuff, if you like horror movies, you're gonna love this movie just as I did. And now we discuss Superman or Fantastic Four. Which one wins? There's a lot of stuff saying, what's better, Superman or Fantastic Four? There's a lot of similarities between these. They do introduce us to a new world. They are all very comic booky. They are very good. The great movies, 4.5 star both. But which one, in my personal opinion, inches out? My number 2 in July, drumroll please, Fantastic Four First Steps. I gotta put Superman a little bit higher here. This movie was great. I'm a big Fantastic Four fan. So, I mean, I grew up and the Thing was my favorite comic book character. So you don't understand how happy it makes me that we get a Fantastic Four movie. I had the biggest smile on my face the entire time. From the very beginning, where we get the lore of the world and the aesthetic of the world, I just had the big smile on my face so that this is Fantastic Four ripped straight from the comics. The family dynamic is great. Pedro Pascal, Vanessa Kirby, Joseph Quinn, Ebon Moss-Bachrach, all phenomenal in the movie, and they all have great chemistry, and they all really have their moment to shine. I do feel like the Thing maybe was, upon thinking about it, the Thing wasn't as strong as he was in the 2005, 2007 movies because of, like, he didn't really have his own side plot where everybody else did. He was just kind of there. But still, I love Ebon Moss-Bachrach, and I thought he was great in here. Silver Surfer, don't know why I said Surferess. Julia Garner is really good, but the big standout for me is Galactus, emphasis on big. They actually pulled Galactus off. I saw it in IMAX, and the very first time where his eyes just emerged from the shadows gave me chills. When he's jumping on Earth, bang, It's awesome. I mean, absolutely just some of the best stuff that the MCU can cook up. So with the family aspect, great villains. It's definitely shorter than I wanted it to be, but the shortness and the obvious cutting of some plot lines and some scenes kind of made it feel not rushed, but intense, where you're in a constant race of time to get your planet away from Galactus. And it is very intense, and the ending is very intense. So, I mean, this is just a movie on all fronts. I think just absolutely kills it. I loved it. I think the reason I'm going to inch Superman above Fantastic Four First Steps is because I think the ending after they defeated Galactus, I hate this when superhero movies do it now. Heroes sacrifice. Invisible Woman, she stopped him. She's dying, but she's not actually going to die. So you get Franklin crawling up on her and, giving her more power. And I knew exactly what was going to happen. And for like 5 minutes in that sequence, it's like, okay, I've seen this a billion times before. Also, we already knew she's going to be in Avengers Doomsday. Also, the MCU is setting up Avengers Doomsday perfectly, and I don't know why people are expecting the movie to suck. I mean, strictly by the Russo brothers, who did Infinity War, Endgame, The Winter Soldier, Civil War. I mean, that's like a top 4 right there for many people, so I don't get it. I don't get why people are hating on that, but Fantastic Four First Steps, with the direction of Matt Shakman, absolutely killed it. But my number one, the movie that does inch a little bit better, is Superman. Actually, I do realize I have all the Superman Funko Pops. I have all the Fantastic Four Funko Pops. They're all sitting up here. I also have the Superman DC Legends toy with Krypto, which is actually awesome. This movie is great. Throws us in a world that already has established heroes, already has established Superman. And the main story's about Superman being human, which I thought added that little oomph that pushed it above Fantastic Four First Steps for me. Because, you have those sequences that actually made me tear up, actually made me cry. Where Fantastic Four First Steps didn't really have any of that. It was just pure awesomeness. But, a story about being human, which works. Whether it's the stuff with the Kents or whether it's the stuff with Lex Luthor, it's awesome. All the additions of these characters are some of the best additions of these characters we've ever seen. David Cornsweet's awesome. Rachel Brosnahan is incredible as Lois Lane. Mr. Terrific, amazing in here. Same thing with the rest of the gang, which is Hawkgirl and Green Lantern, who I think are great in here. I also think Metamorpho was a great addition. Lex Luthor, one of the best comic book villains of all time. Nicholas Hoult absolutely killed it in his performance here. The movie's very comic booky, where you get a world where literally kaijus just can walk around and it's completely normal. You see several sequences of Superman saving people, which are awesome. Much better edition of Superman than the Snyder's version. Even though I like the Snyder movies, except Man of Steel, not the biggest fan of that. I do think that Cornsweet kills it as Superman and is much better than Henry Cavill ever was. I know I'm going to get a lot of hate for that, but whatever. So, I mean, Superman just absolutely killed it on all fronts. Maybe was a little bit too goofy sometimes. That's what holds a half star back from it. But, I mean, these are 2 comic book movies. I have 3 comic book movies in my top 5 of the year. Thunderbolt, Superman, Fantastic Four First Steps. So, I mean, this movie was absolutely incredible. Fantastic Four First Steps was absolutely incredible. But I inched Superman out above First Steps. Thank you guys for clicking on this video. Stay tuned. Tomorrow I'm going to have 2 reviews of The Bad Guys 2 and The Naked Gun. And with that said, subscribe.